Hey guys, welcome back. You're watching The Sentinel. This is Pep. Today I have a quick review for you on a fragrance that was released in 2016. It is from the house of Guerlain, and that is none other than L'Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum. Alright, so just a little bit of history. In 2014, Guerlain released L'Homme Idéal, the Eau de Toilette version, which became reasonably popular. Then it released a year later the flanker, the first flanker, which I think was the Cologne version. And in 2016, last year, they released the Eau de Parfum version. This is the subject of the review today. This was highly recommended to me by someone on Facebook a while ago, and it's pretty widely available where I live, and I got to have a sniff and I really did like it. And when a small bottle of this was on sale recently, I decided to pick it up. Alright, so let's get right into it. I'm going to, as always, run the notes across the screen here, and I have a couple of sprays on this hand drying down already. I will have a smell of the opening, give you my impressions, and then we'll go deeper into it. So 2 sprays. It's a nice sprayer on these, as you would expect, I guess, from a house like this. Alright, so I get a bright spicy blend of spices and a bit of citrus in the opening. It's actually when I first sprayed this, I was actually, before I'd seen any of the notes, I was actually taken aback by how bright and almost fizzy it was right in the opening. Now I am talking about like literally the first minute here. It's aromatic, it's spicy, there is a bit of citrus, but it very quickly gets taken over by definitely something, probably lavender, but it's lavender, and there is this almond accord in here. It's almost a blend of this lavender and almond accord that comes in very quickly after that initial bright, aromatic, spicy blast in the opening. A little bit later, what starts to happen is I pick up you do pick up this almost, it's cherry and vanilla, pretty much. So it's almost got a little bit of the tartness of the cherry, but subdued by the slight booziness of the vanilla. And then as it dries down, essentially what I get is this creamy soft leather accord. There's tonka there is vanilla there, and that almond stays but begins to die down and recede into the background by the dry down. And eventually what will happen is it'll all rest on this creamy, I guess, sandalwood or some kind of woody base there, and this fragrance is nicely composed. I think I think I would describe this as a subtle fragrance, and it is interesting with the Guerlains that I've tried, albeit I've only tried a few, so I'm not entirely experienced with the full range that this house offers, but one characteristic about this house, particularly how it works on my skin, is that they are all quite interesting, and development of these fragrances are all subtle, and and inconspicuous is a good word to use, but interesting, if that makes any sense. And it might be Guerlains are like that interesting person who doesn't say much, but you know there's a lot going on beneath the surface. And that's kind of how my attitude towards these fragrances when I'm wearing them. They don't scream out, "Hey, pay attention to me," but they do keep you interested, and they keep you wanting to find out more. You know, I definitely get that with my favorite one, which was Heritage EDT. And it goes on a bit with this one, but before I start rambling on, this fragrance is very nice. It's nothing to me outstanding, but it manages to be almost gourmand without being gourmand, if that makes any sense. There's almond, there's cherry, there's vanilla, but there's enough of other elements and accords to keep it from being too cloying, too sweet on the skin. And it's a very unisex fragrance. I don't get a lot of rose and incense that are listed in the official note pyramid here. What I do get is definitely a soft leather accord, the almond, quite a bit of tonka there, that sandalwood base, vanilla, and particularly in the opening, and there is some aromatics and spices going on there. In terms of performance, I get about 6 hours out of this on the skin. Like other Guerlains that I've tried, they're not great performers on my skin. Projection is pretty good for the first hour, and then it becomes a soft skin scent. It is a lovely smell. It's not amazing. It's not fantastic, and I'll also say that I have not smelled the Eau de Toilette version of this, so I'm not making a comparison to the original L'Homme Ideal. This is purely on this fragrance, which is the Eau de Parfum. I like it. I'll wear it, and you know, even though it sounds like it's a cold weather fragrance, there is enough lightness here to be able to wear it in slightly warmer conditions. Again, it's a unisex. This is, to me, doesn't lean more masculine or feminine in my eyes, or to my nose, to be more specific. So that is pretty much all my thoughts on this fragrance. Another solid release, nothing groundbreaking, nothing outstanding, but certainly something that is worthy of being in your wardrobe rotation. And you know, I don't really quite have anything quite like it in my wardrobe. Anything that is similar is probably more on the sweeter gourmand side, and or more woody and spicy. So this kind of sits in the middle of that spectrum, which completely wearable in most situations, nothing offensive, very crowd pleasing, and I would recommend giving it a try. It's not too expensive. You can probably find it discounted. So that's Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum, and that was my overview review, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.